The most interesting thing about these headphones is they're not really in-ear monitors. They're really like on-ear. These are the Sony Linkbuds, and this is how I hear it. All right, let's jump right into the most important thing, how they sound. I think overall the sound is pretty decent. The highs are sharp and clear. The mids are a little attenuated, but what I think is lacking the most is the bass. Since these headphones don't sit inside your ear canal, you're not going to hear a lot of the really rich tones that are below 70 hertz. Now, in general, the soundstage is pretty wide. They definitely feel more like an open back pair of headphones than the AirPod 3s. If you haven't seen my video on that, I'll link that below. Make sure to go check that one out. They do let a lot of the environment in around you. That's because these don't act like a normal pair of headphones. The speaker is actually shaped kind of like a donut. You'll see there's a hole in the middle, so sounds from the outside world are able to travel through this. I think this is kind of cool. It's kind of a natural transparency mode, so it makes it easy to hear what's going on around you. All right, let's try an experiment real quick. I'm going to play a song, and I'm going to put a low pass filter on it around 70 hertz, and I'm going to turn it on and off so you can kind of hear the difference. But I think if you're listening on a good pair of headphones, you will hear those frequencies below 70 hertz. You know, there's some really great frequencies between the 40 and 60 hertz range, and I think that'll become really apparent. Now, I suggest you listen to this on headphones, and if you can't tell a difference, your brain either doesn't know any different, or the current headphones you're listening on aren't reproducing anything below 70 hertz anyway. So it might not be a big deal to you. All right, let's talk about fit. These things are super comfortable. They fit a lot better than the AirPods. They don't move around at all in my ear. And when they're in there, I barely really notice them. I really like that they don't fit all the way into my ear canal. I think that's great for two reasons. One is that it controls the amount of potential harmful noise inside your ear. I think some people listen to music a little bit too loud in their headphones, so this might actually help to control some of that. The second thing, and I think what I'm most excited about, is for health reasons. With AirPods and other in-ear monitors, you run the risk of bacteria building up. If you wear your headphones day in and day out and don't ever clean them, there's a chance that bacteria can build up in there and kind of infect your ear canals. So I like this approach to these headphones where it sits just at the opening of your ear canal and not directly in there. One cool feature about these headphones is the controls. You can actually tap your earlobe to control different functions, like play and pause, answer calls, skip tracks. It's a pretty neat little feature. Let's talk about the case. When you first look at the case, it's pretty impressive. It seems a lot smaller than the AirPods case, but that's when you look at it from the top. Once you turn it to the side, you kind of see it gets a little chunky. It's definitely thicker than the AirPods, and the case itself is kind of slippery. Another thing I noticed was that the case rocks back and forth. Whether you have it set on the table and you're pulling the earbuds out, or if you have it flipped over, the curve in the case makes it rock. Another little quirk is the magnets and how they interact with the earbuds. If they're sitting near the case, they tend to kind of jump around as they repel each other. Now let's test the microphones. All right, this is a test of the Sony Linkbuds. I'm using my iPhone voice memo app. Hopefully you can hear me pretty loud and clear. Okay, so what's the verdict? If you're going for sound quality, I say skip them. For me, the lack of bass in the Linkbuds is kind of a no-starter. But if you're not that worried about the bass and you want a decent sounding headphone that fits really well in your ear, these may be for you. If you're really looking for a headphone that doesn't fit all the way in your ear canal, then I probably would recommend these. I think the trade-off for bass and sound quality is worth it. At the end of the day, the Sony Linkbuds are different and they fit well and they're comfortable, and I think it's going to work for a lot of people. But for the price range, I definitely have to recommend the AirPod 3s over the Linkbuds. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. I read every single comment, I appreciate the likes, and consider subscribing.